Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about how you should prepare for those travel plans that you have. I'm here with Dr. Valentine.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks so much for coming on the show. Well, let's start at the beginning. Before we leave, what should we think about in terms of our prescriptions and things like that, things that we're going to need while we're traveling?
hmm Yes, it is so important before you travel to make sure that you have enough of your prescription medication. So I always recommend to patients to do a full inventory of your medicine cabinet. Make sure you have enough doses to last you not just the duration of your trip, but a few extra days as well, because you never know, things might get delayed with flights or weather related issues. So if you find that you are going to be running short, that's a good time to pop in to your local CVS pharmacist and will help you with getting vacation supplies. That way you're covered for the duration of your trip.
Do we have any tips about how to stay healthy? I mean, some of us are going on cruises, some of us will be on
Mhm.
flights. It seems really germy for people like me. I'm kind of a germaphobe.
Yeah.
How do we stay healthy?
Yes, when you're traveling, no matter what mode of transportation you're going to be traveling on, it's always so important to practice proper hand hygiene. So that means making sure that we wash our hands. So when you're packing your summer travel essentials kit, I always recommend that you put hand sanitizer in there as well as disinfecting wipes because you come in contact with so many surfaces on the airplane or even on a cruise ship. You're in a confined space. So you're touching all those elevator buttons and railings on the staircases. So you really want to make sure that we wash those hands and that way we're not, we're eliminating our risk of getting sick while we're on vacation.
When we're thinking about vacation, a lot of us are now thinking about international travel because it's
Yes.
summertime, the kids are out of school, we have a little more time. What things should we know in terms of vaccinations? Are there different rules? How do we know?
Yeah, so when it comes to international travel, it's always important to check the CDC website because certain destinations or countries will have vaccine recommendations or requirements. So it's important to make that distinction so you know exactly what is required before you travel abroad. And if you see that vaccines are required for your destination, you can go into your local CVS, get those vaccines from your pharmacist, and then you'll have a record to take with you when you do travel internationally. And I always recommend that patients take care of all those vaccines 4 to 6 weeks prior to traveling.
In terms of preparation, God forbid we're on our way out and we start to feel that little scratchy, thing
Mhm.
in the throat or something. What if our eyes start getting itchy right before we start to leave? Is there anything
Yeah.
that we could do to kind of stave off anything that might be coming?
So, besides packing some over the counter treatments with you in your travel kit, things like pain relievers, allergy medications, I always recommend it's a good idea to start taking some immunity supplements before you are thinking of traveling, like loading up on vitamin C and elderberry before your trip, and then continue to take that throughout the duration of your travel.
Are most of our tips for adults and children? Are there things that we should know if we're, a family of four, we have two adults and two children? Should there be different things that we're preparing for the kids?
Yeah, so you always want to make sure, we're always, thinking about when we think about over-the-counter medications, it's a lot of, pills, tablets, but also want to make sure we have the same formulations for the kids as well. So having those children pain relievers, fever reducers, it seems like kids just get a fever out of nowhere. So you just want to make sure you're prepared when you're on vacation. Also with things like first aid items as well, bandages, antibacterial cream, just in case anyone takes a spill or scrapes a knee while you're away, just to make sure you have everything on hand so you're not having to first go look for it in that situation.
Dr. Valentine, thanks so much. You've been very helpful. But is there a website where we can check out our local CVS pharmacy and get some tips when you're not around?
Yeah, if viewers have more questions, they can visit cvs.com for a variety of resources.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to meet
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Have a great summer.
Thanks so much. All right, guys, you can enjoy that summer travel, but we want you to do it healthy. Please take the opportunity to visit your local CVS if you need to pick some things up prior to going, just so that you can stay healthy and enjoy the vacation. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to this segment of Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back with more.